Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello everyone. So I am testing to see if this computer will let me... Alright, so I've turned down the... Alright, looks like it's working so far. Anyway, let's get started. We're gonna skip the intro here. Right, let's see what's going on. Welcome to the Aurigan Reach. Let's see, where should we be from? So I'm gonna play this campaign out over I don't know how to put it. Over the course of whatever. All right, so we're going to be from the periphery. All right, let's see. What kind of thing do we want? We can be exiled. That'll give us better tactics and gunnery. Family of bankrupt. We have more guts. Which guts? So in terms of gameplay, I mean, it's kind of cool to be more tactics, but guts really doesn't make as much of a difference with your named pilot because they can't die, which sucks. I think we struck out on our own. Let's see. What did we do before we did this? We mean Inner Sphere Merc have better tactics. Same with Frontier Lancer or Freelancer. Guarding Merchants, we have even better piloting. If we were a Gladiator on Solaris, we would have better gunnery. Let's see. I think we're actually going to go with the Merchant Guard. So we're going to be really heavy on piloting, actually. All right, so now we have to enter all our stuff. So we're going to go with unicorn for our call sign. First name. Going to go with Allie, and going to go with that. All right, so what's our person look like? I know what our person probably looks like. So I'm basing this off someone from my past. So let's see. Oh God, forehead tattoo. Got some like neural imaging style way before it was cool. Butterfly on the head. Got tribal. You got whatever that little headband is. Shooting stars. Yeah, I think we're gonna go forego the tattoo. We're just gonna go. Oh, actually, I kind of like the little neck tattoo. Do we have more? No. Yeah, let's go with the little neck tattoo. That's sort of interesting. All right, I'm liking this right here. Sort of different camera angles. Yeah, let's have her face a little bit more forward. Does she have a scar? Yeah, she's been through some shit. So we got a little scar right there. All right, hairstyle. This is gonna be the... See, I don't like you can't grab the person, and so we're gonna move the camera back so I can see more of the... That seems about right. Um, And let's see. Yes. Yeah, that's about right. That is like a really blue. It's a piercing freaking blue. Skin tone, yeah. Lips, makeup will go with more of a purple tone. No facial hair. Let's see what other expressions we have. That looks sinister. Oh wow, we're not gonna mess with that's some rough life right there. Okay, so this is what we're gonna stick with. And let's see next. All right, so we got a piloting of 4 to start. We suck at shooting things. We got a piloting of 4. Tactics might have been a better way to go. All right, so yeah, we're gonna skip by most of the story stuff. The Aurigan Reach is pretty much dealing with um, a succession crisis, and I think we have to do a training thing first, which kind of sucks. You can't skip it. So we're gonna do this, and we're probably gonna get a couple missions in. I really should get a timer to let me, know how long I'm doing this for. Oh, and if you hear anything in the background, my AC is on, so I apologize if you hear the AC kick on. Um, what I need to do is do a multi-monitor setup. Oh, that is loud. Let's see if we can change that. All right. All right, all right. I think, yeah, we got to move over here. All right, yep, dude. Okay. All right, so let's shoot up a urban mech, shall we? Oh, look at that. Blew up an urban mech. All right. And then I think I got to shoot a little tank. And you can't move. You have to just sort of stand there and. Yeah, no, I didn't blow it up. I'm piloting a stupid blackjack. And of course, you can't move either. Oh, look at that. Blew up the tank. Alrighty. Up and look, we've overheated. And you have to go in the water and cool off. Alright, now we're cooled off. Now I gotta go beat up on this panther. And blammo. We headbutted the panther to death. All right, now we go running up the hill, running up that hill. Hey, that was not awesome. All right, so now we're over here. Yay. All right, so go past all this, all the text. So, yeah, this is pretty much your prelude and getting started in the game. And yeah, we're going to start from scratch and work our way up to being well overpowered for what the game requires. And of course, you'll get to see how that works because it's horrible. I mean, it's fun in a way. All right, so she's talking about the Aurigan Reach and remembering, or he is, I guess. Oh, the old days of the Aurigan Reach when everybody had two cars and two and a half children, and yep. All right, now time to go get shot at. So I am tempted to just do one of the mercenary run-throughs where, so I don't have, as much as I love my laptop, she does not handle running the mods very well. So that's something that I'll need something more dedicated to doing gaming to do mods and stuff like that. But just for the vanilla game, which isn't a bad game, this is pretty much what we got going on. All right, let's start the mission. Yep, smoke, guard post. And of course, I'm like the slowest mech in here. Of course, it wasn't an accident. There's sneaky little fuckers over there. Of course you won't. All right, so I'm gonna sprint over here. I'm gonna have him sprint over here. I'm gonna have her sprint into the frickin' woods. Don't get me wrong, the Kintaro, beautiful mech in this game. It's just you can't let her die. So I'm gonna have her behind everybody, at least for this part. And then, all right, so I want to get up here and get a nice firing position. We'll have him go down this way. We'll have her come up behind me. And of course, because I'm doing a whole new thing, everybody's gonna have to deal with. Oh, do I not have my? Oh, I don't have my jump jets. That's right. They take them away from you for this mission, which sucks. Okay, so let me come down here and get shot at with you. And we'll have her zoomy zoom. All right, so maybe I'm gonna play this out a little bit differently than I thought. I didn't remember you lost your jump jets. So, all right, we're gonna have him sprint into the woods because I know what's coming. We are not having. Yep, 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 yep. So they are. All right. And then I will sprint up into the middle. And now we are weapons free. And that panther has just sealed his own fate. Let's see, because what's going to happen is I'm just going to back up. Going to put something into that Shadow Hawk. He moved that melee. All right, I'm going to walk around over here. Think I can get a rear shot. Yep. And we're going to put some nasty shots into this guy's back with my AC2s because I have a blackjack. Yay. And I totally whiffed with the, yeah. All right. Have Kamea do some flanking. And this is going to hurt. All right. So Mastiff's turn. He's going to go. He's going to walk over here and shoot into that kind of positioning for what we have to do next anyway. Up, Panther's coming over to. Yeah, of course. And we're just going to turn that around on the Panther. Because the Kintaro is a nasty little monster, as you're about to see again. Oh, that's right. That thing heats up quick too. Yeah, I should have taken the LRM off. I'm just gonna walk over here. I'll, you know, just see if I can't hit with something. 'Cause- All right, so that's two down, and now your cousin. And I'm gonna move up to the front with the blackjack. So I didn't start playing this um, until well after the game came out, and I have to say, I do like what they did. I do like the turn system they used. All right, going up the hill. I'm gonna go sneaky sneak. I should have run. I didn't run. I forgot about the sprinting. Sprint your ass up the hill. Okay, so they're being all sneaky down here doing their thing. I got Raju down there. Me and Kamea are gonna go. I wonder how. Do one of us have line of sight to that? You know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna sneak forward a little bit, and I don't know how he can see that, but he can. So we're gonna let him pepper it with some LRMs. I thought it said head to Rotunda dropship. All right. So now remember to sprint this time. I can see everybody. Hey, how you doing? There's a scorpion. All right, so we're going to use that LRM-10 on Kameha's mech to pepper the scorpion. Oh, yeah, the scorpion. And then we're going to move Raju and have him do some LRM shenanigans again on that scorpion that's already hurt. All right, there's another one down. I'm just going to walk up here and try to shoot us. Good Lord, I am bad. Like, did you see that? Well, at least I killed it. Okay, I'll take that. Kamea is going to walk over and indirect fire that galleon. Oh, we're going to move up all the way. Then we're going to go over to this little town where there's obviously a trap that's, you know. Wow, that little booger is like really tough. Okay, come on. Jump jets would be so nice to have here. Yay, you missed me. All right, so Kamea, I'll have you go over here and finish him off with indirect fire. Up, and of course, all the stuff gets blowed up. Because why wouldn't it? All right, now take out your vengeance on that galleon. There you go. Yes, let the anger flow through you. All right, so Victor is like all evil and everything, and wants us out of the way. I cannot. Yeah, I can't do the thing yet. All right, so we're gonna sensor lock somebody. Let's sensor lock. Sensor lock the 20 tonner. It's probably going to come into view. Yeah, it's going to move. Barely. And then there's a spitter, which is actually putting some damage in. All right, have Kamea hit the woods. The spider looks like it might be easier to hit. They're about the same. The spider is more troublesome. Oh, she has multi-target. Okay, so we'll do the spider and the locust. There we go. Oh, head hit. Awesome. Hey, and the locust like just lost half of his neck. And here comes the cicada, which probably the PPC one I'm betting. No, thank God. All right, now we're gonna walk me around the corner, and my I can't hit things to save my life butt is gonna try to shoot them. You know what? Let's try to take down the spider. All right, right torso and left arm are gone. I hope that's not too loud. AC-10 into the spider, that's gone. And there goes the locust. All right, so it just leaves a cicada, which is going to once again get in melee combat. A little bastard. Okay. I'm gonna try to punch him. Nothing else. It'll remove some of his evasion. Move Kamea around him and blast him right in the face. There we go. I don't know what we're too late for, but I guess she just saw the town. All right, it has no arms, and it's not gonna fall over. I don't know what it's gonna do. Oh, it's gonna run over there, take a pot shot with, I guess, a medium laser. Let's turn off all the lasers. And one, there we go. All right, so we're being told we got to run away. Okay, cool. Oh, and they just dropped people right in front of her. Not good. Although she is very good at killing vehicles, so. Oh, you shot the Centurion again. Alright. Autocannons and missiles are going to be good at hitting vehicles. Can I get... There we go. Not good odds, but I'll take it. Hey, look at that. Tank's gone. And there's the guy in the Wolverine who... Oh my god. Okay, but he didn't take the big gun. Striker's gonna walk around a little bit or move around. And if he goes down, it's gonna irk me because he's my biggest gun. Alright. Get over here and put some fire into that Wolverine, please. Yeah, 35%. Hey, look at that. It hit. Alright, he's gonna move and probably shoot Mastiff. Yep. Oh, and he's multi-targeting. Okay, cool. Oh, he's going after everybody. Yeah, he doesn't know what concentrating fire means. And we'll have her go this way. Let's get rid of some heat here. Actually, we'll pepper him with some missiles there. Oh, that vehicle's still there. Damn it. Okay, let me go stomp on this. Because he would have been a problem. All right, so well, that's much nicer. Caught a tree on fire. Such disrespect for nature. Yeah, so we're gonna have to take down his turrets. I don't know if the blackjack has the firepower to do it, but I have really good. Ooh, I have really good odds on him too. But let me take that out, or just there we go. I actually blew it up. Okay. All right. Have Kamea move her butt off. She's still running hot. She's not like hot. Just stand on a rock. No big deal. All right, gonna target that. We're gonna put some into him. It didn't blow up and had some LRMs. Took out a jump jet. Awesome. All right, Mastiff. Oh, this is the best move. Let's see. Can't get cover anywhere. We'll go here. You concentrate on that Wolverine. Took out the leg. That's beautiful. And the left torso. So that's what? 3 pilot hits once he falls down? Awesome. Okay. Have Kamea come because I got to get her out here anyway. So I'll just have her do this, turn off the LRM, and that just needs to. There we go. All right, let's get everybody to the evac zone. All right, everybody is there. All right, story time. And Kamea goes running off to the dropship. Oh, look, more baddies. And my computer my mech shuts down. And I eject. And then we leave him behind to cover our retreat, which is sad. Yeah, you can see my computer takes forever to load stuff. All right, so we're gonna skip the cinematic. He gets defeated in combat. Now I do find the whole blood chip thing interesting. It's almost like the codex that mech warriors in the clans wear, but it's not. So it's an interesting idea because it gives you a idea of like a clan warriors codex being a thing that's descended from, you know, from an old Star League technology and thing that continued being carried on after they left. So now we're going to go and do our first contract here, which, if I remember right, this is a bad contract. Yes, it is. It is. All right. So we have to go get rid of that and then get rid of that. And as I remember, this is not as easy as it would seem. Vindicator, we'll run that up. Ah, Behemoth. And your Shadowhawk. And Decker in the Spitter. He's gonna jump. So he's gonna have like one job. That's to take out that turret. Does anyone else think it's funny that um oh crap, I didn't tell him what direction to point. Alright, brace, because you are in a really weird spot. But does anybody else think it's really weird that Magistry medals, they're technically 3M? Alright, the rest of us are just gonna mosey our way up here. Can I? Ooh, I can. Alright. Not really good shots, but they're worth taking. And glitch. That's right, glitch has glitch also you can't jump to there, can you? Nope. Okay, so we're just gonna have you move over to here, and your little LRM-5 is gonna do its thing. It's a bad shot, but you know. Yeah, so I've played this mission a lot before, and you get introduced to LRM turrets very quickly, as you can see. Of course, the Shadowhawk skylining itself is not the best idea, but hey, you know. All right, so he's going to jump into woods. I'm going to have him shoot at the turret generator. Hey, look, they have a spider of their own. All right. Have glitch jump up here. All right, so there go all the turrets. All right, I'm gonna move on up to here since I don't have to worry about stupid LRM turrets anymore. And neither of these are good targets. Commando is slightly better. Hey, look at that. Look at his right torso. Jump you down here. All right, so that's one down. Alright, Spider's gonna run over and try to punch. Probably not the best move. Decker is spicy right now. We're just gonna let him run and cool down. You know what? Let's just try to smack it. I hate it when the camera does that. Hey, look at that. Glitch. Why don't you go introduce our friend to more being smacked around? Alright. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, look at that. I don't think we get 3 hits on the pilot. Nope. That's just it too. Now, I can't get to where I can hit them, but I can come over here and blow off their other torso, hopefully. Okay, yeah, they're down. And they're dropping reinforcements over there. Decker will just sprint up to here. Alright, so there's a vehicle and a mech. Oh, trust me, I already learned about heat and I've learned about stability. I want to be able to see what I am dealing with. Hey, look, it's a Shadowhawk. Ping him for a little bit of damage. He's going to come up here and be a problem. Can we see the vehicle too? Scorpion. Okay, the Shadowhawk's more of a threat, so Behemoth, if you would be so kind as to. Oh, geez. Okay, that was quick. That Scorpion's like, oh hell no. All right, so Glitch, if you could be so kind as to. It's gonna be indirect fire either way, so walk on up there and thank you. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, I didn't know this second one. Well, let me get one of them. Let me not overheat as I do it. Yay! Vehicle destroyed. All right. I feel like it's telling me this stuff like it expected the mission to last longer, which I can sort of understand. Yeah, let's have you go down there and actually stay on mission and have you brace for this turn. Behemoth, could you do me a favor and make that vehicle not here? Thank you. Then I will walk on. Actually, I won't even move. I'll just shoot from here. Look at that. Glitch. You could just finish that off for me. But yeah, so like, I don't know. There it goes. Now, if I remember correctly, our client turns on us, which sucks. Because they're like, oh, well, we're just going to take your max. Yeah, let's have you just. Yep, all right. I hate that it does that every time I move Decker. All right, so it's not nearly as spicy. And we'll just have Decker run up the road. All right. All right, so yeah, they've turned on us. We have Decker run over here because he's gonna do spider things. I doubt we'll lose him the first mission. All right, so yeah, we run over here and zap this turret. Turn on the lasers. Yeah, I don't feel bad about hurting her building. Oh, a galleon. The turrets are going to be more of a problem than the galleon, to be fair. I don't think they have a turret. Oh, they do have a turret generator. Okay. So I'm just going to back up to here, face this way, and lay into their turret generator with all my stuffs. Well, yeah, that's gonna make it a little bit harder for him. All right, Behemoth. Yeah, just go stomp on it. Poor little Galleon with his little tiny guns. And stomp. And then glitch. We got what, 2 vehicles? Yeah, they got a striker and a scorpion. You walk over here and zap that striker with your PPC, please. And he had a bad day. And can you imagine you employ these mercs and you're like, yeah, no, you know what I'm gonna do? I feel like Decker just run around. I feel like I'm gonna go and these people that I just watched wipe out almost and well more than a lance. I'm gonna turn on them with my 2 tanks or 3 tanks and my turrets with an exposed generator that they can take out, which I know they can do. You know, it just seems like the worst idea. Glitch, can you stomp? Yeah, go stomp on that. And smush. All right. And just for good measure, small laser. All right. Yay, look at that. We earned our money, although it might not actually earn that much. We'll see. Well, okay. Yeah, payout 0. No salvage. Just, yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do a couple things and then so we got to go through this. We're like deep in the hole. You're like limited to like, there we go. All right, so we're going to go off the MRBC. We're on Queen. And I want to pick up another pilot immediately. We have 1,000,000 C-bills. Let's see. Tinker's not a bad thing to have. And W nobility. Torian. You know, let's go with Comanche. Now let's go look at the mech bay. Actually, let's customize the company. Because y'all know what we gotta do. Where are we? I know the logo's in here. Did I get rid of the logo? There it is. There we go. All right, so primary color. Ooh, there we go. Secondary and accent is I like the paintbrush and the little miniatures. It's kind of cute. All right, so there's our colors. Oh, and dropper bottles. All right, now we go to the mech bay. Let's see if we have. Okay, so spider needs. Oh, we have a locust sitting around. All right, let's repair the spitter. All right, I don't know what we have sitting around as far as stuffs. We have 4 heat sinks. Yeah, we don't got a lot going on here, do we? All right, so yeah, yoink the jump jets out of the blackjack. You'll max the armor. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do for right now. I mean, it's not too bad heat-wise, so yeah, and I don't have enough large lasers to turn it into a energy boat yet. Confirm. The Vindy. We are going to yoink that small laser. We do have a medium. Okay, I know the PPC does good damage, but I much prefer the large laser. Becomes a lot more heat efficient, loses a little bit of firepower. So I can double up on the medium lasers, so that stays the same. We'll max out the armor. Confirm. Shadowhawk. Nothing really. I mean, okay, so what do I have for missiles? I have 2 SRM-2s. So if I yoink the LRM, yoink the ammo, we'll move that down there, leave that one there, move that one down there. But an SRM-2, can I put more than one? I can. And we're going to move the SRM ammo into the feetsies where I feel like it's safer. Can I do that? Nope, I can't. I can't. Okay. Put that back. That one's going to take the longest. I forget. Did I do anything to the blackjack? I thought I did something to it. Yeah, I got rid of the jump jets. Okay. All right. So that's probably where I'm going to wrap up for today. And doubt there's stuff I need to do what I would want to do in here. Yeah, no. I'm going to wrap it up for today. And then I will see what we can do about next time. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Like I said, it's sort of a test thing. Just wanted to, see how it goes. Eventually, I want to see if I can go ahead and actually stream. So we'll see about that as well. So until next time, y'all have a good one. This is Carrie signing off. Thank you to my patrons. At Captain, we have Sarah. Lieutenants, we have Boy in a Box and Nasty Taurus.
Sergeants BZ Archer, Steven, Faz, Housemaster Podang, and Country Fried Minis, and our cadets Scott, Jamie, NB Kaiju, Domini, and Brother Carr. I also want to thank my channel members Miss J. Speechly, Anonymous Only Agent, and Greg Swars. And finally, Unicorn Company's sponsor, Fortress Miniatures and Games. Check them out. They're a huge supporter of the community and the best place to get all your BattleTech needs taken care of. If you want to support Unicorn Company, you can become a channel member here on YouTube or a patron at patreon.com/unicorncompany. Links to my sponsors, also Country Fried Minis and Scott's Game Room, will be in the description. Thank you all, and stay safe out there, Mech Warriors. This is Carrie, signing off.